All right, guys, the much anticipated spectrum analysis. Anyway, have the spectrum analyzer warmed up, leave it on for about 20 minutes or so. I am going to give you the specs in a minute. One thing to keep in mind with this spectrum analyzer, this is another thing that I fixed. This is an 8590B, and the B model does not have a counterlock board. So it doesn't have a counterlock, and it's not very accurate when it comes to frequency measurements. That's why I really should use this instead. I plan on in the future maybe putting a counterlock board in it. The point is the specifications on this spectrum analyzer are basically plus or minus 5 megahertz error, which I think is quite substantial. But this one I have tuned to really it's about half a megahertz, 500,000 kilohertz, or 1 megahertz. Somewhere in that area is really what it turns out to be. Anyway, so don't take the frequency measurements too strictly. I am going to walk through the peaks that show up, and I do have it connected right now to the output of the RF unit. So we have the signal going in, we have the VCO going in, it gets heterodyned, and this would be the signal that is actually driving the driver. So I'm going to start now with, let's see, 40 meter. This is going to be 40 meter. And I'm going to show you the spectrum of 40 meter. And here we go. All right. Now, here's the spectrum. I have to adjust this. Here's the spectrum of 20 meter. Okay, here we go. All right, so I hope that that's good enough to give you all some kind of impression. Let me run through this again real quickly. I'm going to go back to 40 meter. Okay, let's see. Okay, I mean that's 20 meters, sorry. And this is 40 meter. I'm sorry about that. That was 20 meter. This is 40 meter. All right, let me put the marker on it. That's at about 6.58 megahertz. And you can see the marker. See the marker right there? I don't know if that's focusing very well. Now that 6.58 megahertz, it seems like it's off about 500 kilohertz, but it's really not. I think it's dead on as far as the frequency is concerned. It's just as I said, this spectrum analyzer really needs a counterlock board to be precise. And also I don't have an oven oscillator in it. So yeah, and I actually did a calibration on it using the calibration signal, which is 300 megahertz coming from here. And it was about, half a megahertz to a megahertz off. So anyway, the point is I wouldn't take the absolute figures all that much to heart. I think that the frequency is pretty much dead on. What we're looking at now is trying to get a spectrum analysis. And I'm going to do that again. Okay, that's 40 meter. All right, now here's 20 meter. Okay, here we go. All right. So I hope that that gives you all something to think about. I really would like to hear what everyone has to say. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.